everybody, it is Tom here from I Am Physique Fitness. So I thought that I would get one of my videos off a little bit earlier. It's one that always comes up, and it's one of the main reasons that everybody actually goes to a gym or tries to work out in the first place, and that is getting a six-pack. Now there's three elements to getting the six-pack in my opinion. You have exercise, you have diet, and you have sleep. Now, believe it or not, the second two are more important than the exercises. Now, exercises can be a variety of things. We have our generic crunches and things like that, but there's always a lot more to it. Simple things like lunges and squats are also very beneficial for building the lower abs, getting that V-taper shape at the bottom of the abs. It's one of my favourite things to do is squats. Never ever skip leg day, that's all I'll say, because it helps in so many ways and also stops you from looking, well, a bit like a cocktail glass. But at the same time, never forget legs, always helps with abs. One thing you've got to remember about the ab muscles is you've got to treat it like any other muscle. You know, you need pressure. It's no good just doing rep after rep after rep. Yeah, you're going to get ripped and, burn body fat, which is all good and great. But if you actually want to build up that ab muscle, if you really want to get the big block abs, if you really want them to stand out, the same way the rest of your muscles stand out, you need to add pressure. Right, you really need to. So things like a kneeling cable curl was a great one. Arnold Schwarzenegger used to do that a lot to help develop the upper abs. And also lying on your back, if you actually have cables attached to your feet and raising your legs up, adds more pressure. So even that, or even like when you're just hanging there and you're raising your legs up, things like that are great as well. You need to add as much pressure as you can. Now, I've got a very, very strict rule on this, and I always say 3 seconds up, 4 seconds down, because if you're going through a movement too quickly, you're never ever going to build muscle. Yeah, you'll get nice and toned, maybe you can get a bit stronger, but you're never ever going to build muscle. What you need to build muscle is pressure, tension, and resistance. So your resistance on the negative reps of anything you do, that is where the damage to the muscle is done. So when you actually cause that damage, that's when you're going to build the muscle, which leads on to the next thing being diet. Now, your diet, everyone thinks protein, 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 and then they always add that horrible word which is shake at the end of it. Scrap all your protein shakes. Nothing can actually replace the real food. Protein shakes, I suppose, can be okay, if you want to have it when you've got no time for anything. But this is why I say cook in advance. Grab a can of tuna. Cook your pasta in advance. If you'd watched my earlier videos for the competition I'm going to later on today, you realise I've cooked a ton of pasta in advance. There's mixed veg in there. There's tuna as well. And the thing is, these are things that you can get very, very cheap. All that food I made, I've made it for under a tenner. And that's what people need to realise. You haven't got to go out and buy tons of steak. Frozen bags of chicken breast are great if you're on a budget. So your diet is very important. Don't think, oh, I haven't got enough money for that. I'm going to go down to the, most local fast food joint and grab a pizza. It doesn't work. It really doesn't. Yeah, you're going to get a little bit of carbohydrates from the bread, a little bit of protein from the meat, but it's all processed. Nothing there is actually going to work for you. What you need is real food, right? You need your carbohydrates and you need your proteins. They're the two main ones, but you need your vitamins and your minerals. You need all your veggies. Everyone says 5 a day and now 10 a day. You know what? Mixed veg works wonders for me. It's kept me nice and healthy. You can get it frozen in bags if you prefer to get it fresh. Shop local. It's normally cheaper than a supermarket. If you live in like a village, small town, it's normally quite cheap. So different things like that. Just get plenty of veg. They're also a great source of clean carbohydrates. They're not starchy carbohydrates like pasta. But the pasta is also essential for putting weight on. Gives you that extra energy. Potatoes are also really great. Baked potatoes, if you're trying to add like a lot more size to yourself, eat more. That's all I can say. If you're doing the perfect workout and you say you've got the perfect diet, the one thing that's going to let you down if you're not getting bigger, I can guarantee is going to be your diet. Not that it's anything wrong, but it might not be enough. I always say eat more. It's hard. I've been in situations where I'm eating 12, 13 meals a day, eating once every hour. Trying to fit that around work is hell. But if you're determined enough, you'll do it. It's what you need to do. I've been at the top end of the weight scale and at the bottom. I've been injured in the past where I've gone down to 9.5 stone and I'm now round about 13 stone. So I don't know what that is in kilos and pounds at the moment. My conversion rate is crap, but that's where I am in, in British measurements basically. Now, leading on from your diet, the one other thing that you definitely need enough of is sleep, because it's in the deepest part of your sleep which is where the muscle fibres actually repair themselves. That's where the food, all that nutrients, all the protein and the carbohydrates, that's where it hits the muscle. Now, for that to take effect, you need to sleep. You grow when you sleep. It's as simple as that. You don't grow when you sat there, watching TV, thinking, oh, there's comedy on, and, playing games. We all love the Xbox. We love it, I love playing games. It keeps me up late. I can't talk at the moment because I'm staying up all night, but that's only because I won't wake up in the morning. But, tomorrow night I'm going to sleep like a baby. But you need to remember to sleep. If you're not sleeping, change up your life a little bit. TV isn't essential. TV isn't something that you actually have to have in your life. Your mobile phone, make an effort to put it on a charger on the other side of the room, At least that way when your alarm goes off, one bonus about that is you have to get up. You have to go to the other end of the room to turn it off. Even if it goes off twice, you have to get up to turn it off. Don't have that, never repeat on there. Like on my phone, it says repeat every 2 minutes or 5 minutes. Makes me get up. So I set 3-4 alarms. I always make sure I'm up. Now, if you find that you're not getting enough sleep, and if you physically can't sleep for that long, I'd probably say see a doctor. Because myself, I find it hard to sleep, and I should go and see a doctor. But apart from seeing a doctor, there's sometimes a lot of other things around it. Alcohol doesn't help. Alcohol will screw up your sleeping pattern. If you want to have a healthy lifestyle, minimise the drink. If you smoke, quit smoking. If you're eating tons of junk food, stop it. Because people stay awake late at night, and then that's when they start getting, all the munchies, and they want to start eating junk food, crisps and chocolate and burgers and, pizzas, anything else they can find. They want to get like chips and mayonnaise and cheese and all that kind of stuff. All sounds great, all sounds fine, but save it for when it's like a cheat day. I always say down to the diet. Again, going back to the six-pack side, as good as it is to have that nice clean diet and eat what you want to eat, doesn't always come into it, but you need to eat, as much as you can. And it goes for any muscle group, not just abs. Now, if you want to eat all your junk food, have a cheat day on a Sunday. That's how I tend to do it. That's when you can have things like, well, we've all seen celebrities, all up on YouTube, and they've got big stacks of pancakes, they've got everything on there. And you're thinking, oh, that, that looks nice. But at the end of it, you got to think, right, okay, I've had that on the cheat day. Now I need to get right back to the clean eating. I need all the healthy food. I need the good exercise, and I need the sleep. It's all about moderating time. So plan your time, plan your day. Make sure that you do it all properly. If you don't, the only person you're going to be cheating is yourself. And more importantly, your future self. Because if you're training to be healthy for something in the future, whether it be a boxing event, a weightlifting event, or even just training so you can play football with your kids in 20 years' time. If you want to have kids later on in life, you still want to go play football, go run around. You're cheating them. You're cheating yourself out of doing that if you're not keeping yourself healthy now. It's always important to stay healthy. It's always important to look after yourself. If you don't feel right, see a doctor. That's my opinion. I'm not one to talk. It's not how I always do it. But I learn from my mistakes, and I'm hoping that you don't make my mistakes in all this. So guys, as always, please hit the like button and go and subscribe. Again, I don't know which corner it's in because I'm crap with technology. But please, take in what I say, and, if you like the video, hit like. And I'll speak to you all soon. Peace out, guys.